Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I can feel it. My sinuses is on 3,000 right now. It took some time just to get to do the video because my sinuses was like gone haywire. That's how I know the weather is changing. So I don't need a weatherman. I know it's gonna get cold. The weather has just changed. We all these 85-degree days is gonna come to an end. My sinuses is going in haywire mode all day. I'm like, it had me so messed up. I couldn't even make videos. Now this is going to get very interesting. Hopefully, a lot of you get notifications because this is a situation that I had to tough through this just to get this out. First off, rest in peace to Dick Buckus, one of the meanest linebackers to ever play this game. Matter of fact, the Bears are playing tonight. They probably gonna win by 1,000 tonight. Good Lord. Yeah, they're gonna win big tonight. Thursday night football too. Yeah, they'll win big tonight. Yes, they have been trying to blackball me. 17-0. What? It's gotta be the game just started. So they gotta be in like the second quarter. That's funny. Ever since last week, a Bear fan know not to call me. They up 17-zip. Bear fans ain't saying nothing. They gonna wait till the gun sound. But they start opening their mouth. Now, let's get to this. They're trying to hurt Coach Prime because they know what this whole thing is about. They know what this whole thing is about. All of y'all who've been seeing this go down, y'all keep thinking it's about like what's happening right now. This team isn't supposed to win a lot of games. They're just getting started. The most wins they had this team winning was like 3 or 4 games this season. That was it. Most of these teams that have been coached, they have 4 years of players on there. Then you got Jason Shitlock coming in there talking about, well, Prime's already talking about making all these changes. Look, he's already talking about making changes down the road. This isn't the pros, Shitlock. Players, you have to make changes because they leave every 3 to 4 years. Duh. So you got to make changes. So when he's saying he's going to have to make changes here down the road, this is what college coaches do, dummy. And you call yourself a journalist. It's amazing. Now, here is what they did. This was started by Alabama's head coach, Coach Saban. Coach Saban was behind this, the main catalyst about pushing the council, the NCAA Division I Council. These are the people that meet and have these decisions, and their decisions can affect the season as it's going on. It isn't like, okay, next season we're going to look at it and go in this direction. They can make changes that can happen next week. That's the kind of power they possess. So they went crying because they see what the bigger picture is. It's not about this season. That's why I keep telling people, I was like, this isn't about this season. They know NIL deals are going to be huge if they go to Colorado. These kids aren't stupid. They see where the money is. All the networks, all the commercials, all the sponsorship is going to Colorado. The media, all the press, they're going there now. And they only won 3 games. And they're there now. They were the most talked about team all week, and they lost 2 in a row. Fox, ESPN, they were all sending their media there. Now it's going to get even more interesting. Because guess what's happening now? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So they've making changes now to the transfer portal. Now that window is going to shrink. The number of days a student athlete can enter their name into the portal is going to shrink. So now you don't have time to weigh your options. They want you to make this as quickly as possible. Now, before, all the players had 45 total days throughout the year to enter their name into the portal. Each sports will have like 45 days, but it'll be divided differently by the sport. So let's say football, would open the day after the college football playoff teams are announced, which is December 4th. All right, that will stay open for 45 days. The next period would be April 15th to the 30th. Okay, which would remain the same with the new changes. Under the new rule, there will be a 30-day window after the season and a 15 days in the spring. See, in the FCS and the FBS football, there's it's like right after the championship games, they're going to start implementing this new rule. Any student athlete competing in college football playoff will be given an additional 5-day transfer window in January, while the second window will occur during the second half of April. For men and women basketball, a 45-day window opens the Monday after the selection. So the Division I Council proposed these changes to the portal in January, right? That they would have seen a reduction from 60 days to 30 days, but voted Tuesday, to shrink the window down to 45 days. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't affect when they can transfer, only that when they can enter their name into the NCAA database so they can transfer without a penalty. Graduate transfers will now have to notify in a transfer deadline by May the 1st for the fall and winter sports by July the 1st. For spring and all graduate transfers transferring for the first time, they're going in that direction. So what it does is it tries to make them rush to make a decision when a whole lot of things are going on. and they think by reducing the days, this is going to make people a little bit more contemplative about where they're going to go. It's just going to make people make that decision a lot goddamn faster. That's what's going to happen. They finna make that decision quick, fast, in a hurry. It ain't going like you think it's finna go. No, I didn't see that. But they doing everything. Nope, they don't have a new window to get a job. The game is changing rapidly. See, that's the main problem that they can't control, is that the game is changing rapidly around them. And they're trying to basically keep afloat to everything that's happening while the game is changing. So they think by adding this new rule, this is going to disrupt. It's going to for coaches, their process and who's hitting the portal, who's not, and recruiting. That's not going to change. Like, they're going to be on top of it. So they thinking that they are trying to level the playing field. You're not. Coach Saban is not popular than Coach Prime. Coach Prime, from the moment he came to Colorado, is the most popular coach in football, pro or college. Period. And he's going to have to be paid like it. All this is going to come to a head. All of this is going to change, period. Especially in Colorado. Oh, they weren't done. Now, because of the success the program is having, and people are seeing all this momentum in college football going to a black coach, in a step towards putting the rules in place for college athletes, for the whole timing frame, for it's going from 45 days down to 30 days. They didn't remove 15 days off of the decision making. Once again, the NC Division I Council introduced that they're going to make new proposals to bring transparency to the transactions overseen by the students. Other words, the NIL. See, they want the working groups and their recommendations, and they don't want it to become final until the council meetings conclude on Wednesday, which was yesterday. So now, since they did that, by as quick as January, the rules are going into effect. All these changes. Now, you might ask yourself, what is changing here? What will I be seeing that's changing with the NIL? Well, this all includes at this convention the creation of a voluntary registry for NIL service providers. Like such as getting an agent, or if you get a financial advisor or things like that, the requirement to disclose all of that with the NIL deals worth more than $600 by an athlete to their school. The development of this standardized contract, their education program, and for both the high school prospects and the college athletes. Hold on. All right, there we go. Well, if you're in the Chicagoland area, the weather is changing rapidly as I speak to you. It is changing. My sinuses are going haywire. That means this weather has now changed. I'm like, uh-oh, weather's changed. Whew. Did it just start raining? Yeah, my sinuses is a weather radar. 100%. So when they made that action, they said, oh, we're going to make a step to achieving some priority at the NCAA. This is going to be a better outcome for the college athletes who are in the NIL. That's what Charlie Baker said. He's the president of the NCAA. And he said, as the association make these changes to improve the environment for the young people with the NCAA rules, I look forward to partnering with the member of Congress, and we're going to build protections and create greater consistency and opportunities for all college athletes, which means is we're going to keep the nigga coach out of it. We want to help all the other teams, but the nigga coach, no way. That's what they're trying to say. Now, since the NCAA has lifted its ban on earning money back in the summer of 2021, this has been operating without detailed rules regarding the NIL. And nobody seemed to give a damn until Coach Prime came into prominence. Now that Coach Prime here, oh, well, we got to get this regulated. We got to get some rules here because they know what this is going to change. Oh, yeah, you're not. Unfortunately, you're not. There's a lot of names in it. But yes, the PS5 was a PS5 raffle, but a lot of people have a PS5 now. So they saying, what if I win and I got one? So you're getting a gift card. A gift card will go out. We're having that raffle for VIP Patreon members this month. So hopefully you guys are there. We can get it on. If you're not getting any of the updates or any material, please redo your app, as Patreon has redone their app and made a lot of changes to the app. Now, let's move forward. Now, the state laws that they got, right? That they got that athletes are getting cash. The inconsistencies, the lack of transparency that they kept talking about made it almost impossible for the NCAA to enforce rules prohibiting NILs being used as improper recruitment inducement for pay for play. But now, since Coach Prime is here, they want to say, go, Coach Prime, we got to be able to make some rules in case they come with some nonsense about pay for play. Now they can fine Coach Prime and say, oh, you violated these terms, Coach Prime. Oh, Coach Prime, you did this. This is now a penalty. You can't do that now. Didn't you see the new laws? They say, oh, college sports leaders have been lobbying the lawmakers in Washington for a federal NIL legislation. But with help uncertain to come, the NCAA is working on creating its own rules. That's right. And Coach Saban is behind it because he's mad. He's gotta be like everybody else and can't have the cream of the crop no more. And I love Bama and Roll Tide. Our family from Bama, so that's natural. It's always Roll Tide. But all these people who sat there and had millions of dollars in recruitment money, all of those who spent the money got the rewards. Clemson spent the money, they got the rewards. They had to spend more. The boosters had to give up more to the program. $20-3 in the first half. I think I bet the over in that game. Looks like we're headed there. Well, Dick Buckins just passed away. So this has turned into Dick Buckins night. The win one for the skipper. Bears blowing this 17-point lead. I don't see that happening. Oh, the Patreon was loaded today. Oh, God, did you get everything on the Patreon today? Man, I had to slow down. They had the trial for the kid who did the wild mass shooting, and they had the live trial. You got to see the whole case and the hearing of could he get the death penalty. Then you have a situation where, what do we put out? Dame Lillard, what really is going on with the divorce? Why he's getting the divorce? What's happening for real? I only talked about that on the Patreon. Man, it was something else that happened. We put on the Calvin Klein situation. Man, we loaded everybody up. Is this still the second quarter or are they in the third? Well, anyway, let me go back to talking about Prime and what they trying to do now. Because, see, Oklahoma State got involved too. And they have players that went to different colleges. All of these people are on the committee. So Morgan Wine, who's the vice chair at the Division I student athlete, and she was a softball player at the state. She's saying that they encouraging the council to focus first on the foremost on protecting the students in this rapidly changing NIL environment, which is all bull. This is all to create all of these new rules to punish Coach Prime. You see, the Division I Council could also approve a package of proposed penalties and infraction cases and stricter punishments for the individual rule breakers. The proposal includes expanding suspensions for coaches to include the days between competitions, having schools incur penalties for employing individuals who have received a show cause order, and expanding disassociations with boosters who violate the rules. The NCAA is trying to modify the infractions and get all of this process together to encourage all these corporations by these schools by punishing all the coaches or players, all individuals involved, rather than hitting the entire program with postseason bans or recruiting restrictions. So this will impact athletes and coaches who were part of the rule breaking, just the individual parties, and not tarnish the program. Also, amongst the package of proposals okayed was publicly identifying individuals involved in major violations and creating public database of coaches with a history of level 1 and level 2 infractions. That's what they want. And notice they focus mainly on coaches than they did the players. How unique is that? Let's put our focus on the coaches more than the actual athletes. Crazy. Yep. Yeah, that's serious. You are threatened. Prime has threatened their survivalhood for these coaches. Y'all don't know how big this is. Prime and Colorado and everybody else know in college football, the fans really don't know. The fans know what's going on every week. That's it. That's all the fans see. They see what I see and everybody else seem to see what's happening in the next 3-4 years. So in the next 3-4 years, that's it. The next 3-4 years is going to be intense. The most intense thing you probably have ever seen. Because Coach Prime, his popularity has brought everybody over there. He's polarizing. People want to hear what he's going to say in interviews. So all the media is coming over there. And you got people like Jason Shitlock and the rest of these people who are supposed to be journalists. They're not. They're hacks. And what they're doing is they're milking Coach Prime for attention because they know he's a lightning rod. If you go to his page right now and you look at his list of videos, how many got Coach Prime in it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably the last 10. because he knows that's how he's getting his hits and views. He's going viral just by saying anything. If he says, Prime, it's cold outside. Now, Coach Prime, he knows it ain't that cold outside. He's been colder. We've had reports of him being colder in the 80s, in the 90s. Now, all of a sudden, he in Colorado. He's cold. It's not that cold in Colorado. I'll show you more states where it's colder. How about Alaska? Is Coach Prime worried about those people in Alaska? They're cold all the time. That's his content. Okay? It's a whole bunch of trash compiled together, and he thinks it's journalism, or because he was credited as a journalist, like he has this control over everything, like he gets to say and do whatever he pleases, and it just goes over everybody's head because he was a journalist. It's like, are you crazy? All you do is make dumbass analogies. And it keeps increasing. Mm-hmm. Now, get this. The NCAA going through this process as quick as Tuesday. As soon as they put all that together, now they want the whole world to know that they're going to put stricter punishment for these individual rule breakers. That's what it's about. They want to discuss the proposal for the names, images, and likeness, the compensation, regulations. They want to do this now. It's so important to do it now because Coach Prime is here and he shook up the whole game. The council meeting concluded Wednesday that all of these actions are not final until the meeting's adjourned. It's final, trust me. The NCAA is trying to modify this, and they're saying it's best for the school, best for the people there, that they're only going to punish the individual and not the whole school, and instead of hitting the whole program, so it won't damage all the other kids that's there. So we're going to just single out people. Right. We're going to single Coach Prime and whatever star athlete he has, we're going to find a violation and we're going to stick it to him. We're going to say Coach Prime did this. Coach Prime has to be suspended. That's what this whole thing is about. Don't be fooled and try to make it. They're making it like it's for everybody. This is all about trying to destroy Coach Prime. They're putting a beating down on him. I quite assume that would happen on the night Dick Butkus passes away. I would have taken the Bears tonight. Big. I would have taken them big. I bet the over. I was smart enough to bet the over. But when Dick Butkus passed, I know we're going to get to the over now. But the whole thing is I need Washington to at least get some more points. They only got I think 3. I wouldn't go to the NFL if I'm Coach Prime. I would stay right in Colorado. I would stay right there because he's ready for $100 million valuation. See, they know that's coming too. See, all these coaches, they really envy Coach Prime because he helps their program. Whoever playing against Coach Prime, that other head coach, he's automatically prime news. The Oregon coach has never had more press in his life. Colorado State, they were mentioned for like 3 weeks in a row. They had played other games and they were still talking about the game with Coach Prime in Colorado. That coach was never got that kind of highlight and exposure. Their program never got that kind of exposure. This helped Oregon more than anything in the world. Well, they said this level one, level two infractions is only going to be handing out suspensions to coaches. They want to do it more frequently, but only game days. That's when the suspensions is. It's not based on days. They're going to base it on game days. Now, they play what, 12 games in college? So, what type of suspensions are you talking about putting and talking about game days when they only play what, about 12 games? Hmm. Well, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse because here's the main problem that they have in place when they talking about that. Let's say back in August, remember Michigan? They had that self-imposed 3-game suspension for Harbaugh, and he just came back last week, and that involved contracts with recruiting players during that pandemic dead period. Now the NCAA allowed for Harbaugh to coach his team at practice and meetings leading up to the game, but the show cause order are common given to these coaches and administration and staffers. He could do everything else, but he couldn't coach the actual game. Right? And remember Tennessee football, the former head coach, Pruitt, he received a 6-year show cause. So currently, if somebody want to employ an individual with a show cause in place, they need to expand the NCAA and say, well, why expose itself to stricter penalties if other violations include that employee still occur? So under the proposal, simply hiring an individual under a show cause would result in the school being penalized. Meaning that if he was suspended somewhere else, and let's say he don't have a job there no more, his suspension is still in place when he come back somewhere else. Because it's based on game days. How many games the person was suspended. No. That's their decision to make. The whole world is different, people. That's why I try to get others to understand. Either you with it or against it. But let's not be fooled. They didn't think about this when Michigan was allowed to self-punish Harbaugh. Now he's back for whatever violation he made for his recruitment process that they don't care about. Nobody care about what Harbaugh just did. He just served a 3-game suspension. Nope. Let's keep Michigan rolling. They don't care about that. That's right. The super chat works. My cash app is Carcino. If you want to get into it. Yeah, sinuses are mother. I'm telling you, I'm dying from it right now. I don't think the other coaches are in it for the money. Let me tell you, coaches are coaching football for the money and and to be able to coach. They like coaching the game, but you want to be paid for it. So yes. Who did he sell out? He's selling out the stadium? Yes. All tickets are sold. So I wish everybody else could sell out. I know they wish they could all do that. Coach Prime will still win playing by their rules. Yes. That's the thing. They're not going to be able to stop it because they don't know where he's going to go. All these transfer portals, players, and all the recruitment, they want to try to find a way to penalize Coach Prime. They're going to say, okay, these are the new rules. We going to know how to get around all of them. They coming. Okay, all those those students that's going to leave these other universities that these schools are scared of because they're going to get more money going to Colorado because all these kids talk to each other. You think they only talk to kids that go to their own school? The Georgia kids talk to the Alabama kids. The Alabama kids talk to the guys at Tennessee. Oh, Tennessee and Ole Miss, they all talk to each other. They like, man, such and such got his deal. He got this much money. You think they kids These are kids. They ain't finna brag. They gonna tell people what kind of money they get. It was like, yeah, I got this in my NIL deal. Man, how you get that? Man, because in Colorado, man, they got all the money there, all the NIL money, all the sponsorship money there. Man, I'm going to Colorado, man. Dude, he getting all this money, and I'm way better than him. So they know this is going to be the scenario for the next 3-4 years in Colorado. Colorado's only getting started. They're going to have a monster team. By the time this is all said and done, guys are going to be out because they finna graduate. They got seniors finna graduate. You got new juniors. He's going to be dominant. He's going to have the number one quarterback in the nation wanting to play for him at all times. When his son leaves, you good on Prime, it doesn't feel authentic. Why? What is authentic? What is authentic? What is authentic? When Alabama was winning every year, that was authentic? How about when Clemson was just automatically going? That was authentic? Why not stay at Jackson State? Why am I going to stay in a place where I tried to help, and what they did was take all the money that they should have been using to put into the university into their own pockets? And you're using Coach Prime and wasting him. He was grossly underpaid, and they sold out all these games. Sold them out. They had ESPN showing up. These people had deals that they never got before. Exactly. You're going to make more money going to Colorado than you would going to the NFL. Most of these players. Right now, Shedeur rather, he's making his NIL is crazy because his worth is already up. He's making more than the Heisman candidate quarterback. So he ain't got nothing to worry about. His deal is intact. Nah, I can't drive when I'm on a StreamYard like this. Why go to a college that's 1.5% black? Well, what other colleges are out there that isn't 1.5% black? That isn't HBCU. and have a football program that they're willing to pay the right amount of money to. When he got offered the deal, you know what y'all said? That's too much money. I wouldn't pay that kind of money for him. Why is it always a problem for him? I didn't see nobody have no outrage for Harbaugh. They barely mentioned what he was suspended for. He was one around. Then all of a sudden he came back last week. And they're like, well, damn, they ain't go crazy over that. They didn't harp on his suspension. Colorado is the money. The sponsors know it. All the sports stations are sending the majority of their camera crew all the way out there, even if they're not broadcasting the game. They're there doing interviews on Coach Prime. That's the game. Coach Prime is it, and that is all they know. I believe it was 44 is the over. Justin Fields got like 7 touchdowns, I believe, in the last 2 games. Looking at the stats here, I think they just start. I think they just started in the third quarter, right? So yeah, they doing a tribute to Dick Butkus. Died at the age of 80. Prime was on 60 Minutes last week. Yeah, I hope y'all make it, man, for the raffle. Am I sick? No allergies, buddy. The weather's changing. That's what the situation is. And this is right before the wedding, too. This is crazy. No, Cino ain't getting married. I know a girl that would wish that was the case, but she wishes she was the one. She wants to be married so bad. But I will not be that person. I guarantee you that. What's up, Super Chat? Oh, well, I mean, they can release the double LP, but it's already out. We didn't heard it all on like lost tapes and everything now. So it's going to be harder for them to do that. No. So when they put this deal in place, who you think benefits the most? Who loses the most? To me, it's quite simple. The person that loses the most is Coach Prime. The person who they put this in place for was Coach Prime in Colorado and their recruiting process for their NIL deals. That was their target when they start making these rule changes all of a sudden. Now, normally when you put something into existence, you work right away on provisions. They didn't even think about making provisions until now. Now it's a must to protect the kids. Oh, Washington looked like they're about to score. There it is, touchdown. Washington came out and scored on the first drive. Way to go. I like it. This extra point will put us at 37. We're almost right there, fellas. That 44, that over on that 44 looking real good. How is this benefiting the Black community, Sino? I don't know. Black people getting rich who come there and getting NIL deals. It's a lot of rich making Black people that's there, you know. He brought a lot of Black people over to the team. So maybe that can help the Black community. There's some Black kids who's gonna make some money that they could take back home to their community. Go ask Nick Saban. What's he doing for the white community? Oh, they went for 2 and got it? They didn't even kick the extra point. Oh, they want me to get this over, baby. They's like, get the money, Cino. Do you know I'm making more money not watching the games than watching the games? I'm actually winning on bets. You know what? And I think that's best. If you're going to bet, don't even watch the game. Because when you put your heart in it, that's when it messes you up. You don't see the game for what it is, or when you bet, because you betting on your heart. Like, man, F the Cowboys. Betting on them. And that'll mess you all up in the bets. I know somebody who will go down for the ship, then bet a winning bet. Look, the Jets are not beating the Cowboys. I ain't betting on them no matter what. F the Stars. Niners all day. So, you know, I got friends that's like that. They Broncos, all Broncos forever. We're going to get it together. They will sit there to the end of time. Like, these are different type of football fans. These are passionate. Yeah, the only passionate bet I made this week was the 49ers in Dallas. I picked the 49ers to smash Dallas this week. Completely annihilate them. They won't be able to stop McCaffrey or the passing game. they're done. Oh, their whole game plan is going to be stop McCaffrey, but when their brother open up, it's on. Purdy going to get Purdy on him. If the Bears lose this game, it's already over. I need Kansas State and Alabama to win, and I'll win the big money. I won on Coco Golf and my international tennis. Told you, Cino be betting these international tennis, but y'all better get involved. Umar Johnson wasn't right when he said Deion Sanders left Jackson State to Colorado. He failed to get the HBCU schools to Division I level. That's not true. When the actual Jackson State didn't do their part in assisting in what they promised that they would do. Why do people always exclude that? If I'm playing for a team that I don't own, if the university is not doing what they said they're going to do, and they just kind of play like they don't have the money, well, we don't have the money. Well, where'd the money go? Went to their house, went to their new car, went to the damn teachers who they've been banging, the student assistant that they've been banging, not the wife, the student assistant. They took a trip to Cabo. Now, Jackson State, by hiring Prime, made the most money at their university that will last them 3-4 years. Not to mention, they still got an ESPN deal. They still have contracts. So I'm sorry, if I'm working for a job and the job ain't doing what they're supposed to do and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, we have a problem. I'm going to have to leave that job. Matter of fact, I left a job just like that. The last job I've ever worked, I did just that. It was no words. I came in, he was, hey, how you doing? I'm like, here you go. Here's all your stuff. Shook his hand. I'm out. I don't need to work here. And that was the best feeling in the world, the confusion on that dude's face. Like, we can't talk this out? No. He was mad I did that in front of everybody else, but I strategically did that in front of everybody else. A week later, everybody else quit. Every single one of them. Less than 1 week later, had all walked out. Misinformation. What is misinformation? Franklin Kuntz, come on down. What is the misinformation? Be more specific. Oh my God. Oh, they talking about the Dallas Cowboy game. I got friends that's Dallas Cowboys and Eagles. What is he saying? Have I talked to anybody from Jackson State? Okay. No, I have not spoken to anyone from Jackson State, sir. Have you? Is Tommy Turner? Tommy Turner, you might want to fast forward your computer screen or whatever thing. Your stream is way behind. Why did he go to Florida State? Because Florida State wasn't hiring. They already had the guy that they was hiring for the coach. He was like 20-3. Yeah, he a couple of quarters behind, ain't he? I guess Herbert got hurt. They arguing about it in my chat. A lot of people are stuck in a matrix. It's like he's in the first quarter with 3 minutes to go. He might have just got home from work or something. Hey, the Bears did their job. They got 27 points. Now I need Washington to get up there too. I just need one more touchdown, and then I should have the money. They had 38. This will put them right at. Nah, that should be it. Oh, I ain't got it till I see it on the board. Because that was last week. I was like, I got it. And next thing you know, they didn't score another point. I was mad as shit. I had it. I had it. Oh, yeah, I was screaming up and down. He was under the tutelage of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones have never coached a team in his life. What are you talking about? So what do you mean he was under the tutelage of Jerry Jones? You would say probably Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Glanville, Bill Walsh, or no, better yet, George Seifert. But Jerry Jones, you just swinging, swinging for the fences. Still striking out. Right. They were talked about Oregon for about 2 weeks, but Oregon's undefeated. And they look better than USC. But USC will probably beat them. They're changing NIL rules and the rules for portal transfers. They're reducing the days from, it was 60. Now it's going down to 30 days. Well, it's actually going to be 45. You got a 15-day period. He said, fight on 5-0. Talking about the Ducks. I need anybody to score right now. The Bears are driving on their own 44. I think it's 3rd and 20. I knew the scoring was going to slow down in the third, but man, come on. Well, now they got a punt. Now it's going back to Washington. Uh, 44. So we hit 45 in this Bears game. It's gonna be summertime. I just sit back and rewind. Here it is, a groove suddenly transformed. A little something different from the norm. The Bears are winning. Washington is that sorry. No, Washington's getting screwed. Look, Big Dig Buckus, one of the greatest Bears linebackers of all time, passed away tonight. So he died at 80. And the legendary Bears linebacker who was iconic and what he did on the field, you couldn't even play that way no more. Straight forearms to the head. You can't even do that. That was a tackle for him. Forearm to the head. Knock somebody completely unconscious. Back then, guys were just getting up. All right. Hey, let's go. New play. Oregon State, man. Oregon State is actually a bad matchup for Utah. And Utah, as good as they are, and Utah is pretty good. I'm saying the Pac-12, they coming. Pac-12 got something for their ass. Utah can play, but Oregon State, trying to tell you, they're gonna make it hard for you. What Utah do is lower you down to their level. They slow. And they got a tight end that's basically their number one wide receiver. And the thing is with Utah is they gonna smack you around physical and hope they break you. Colorado winning Saturday. I believe they will. The game might be a lot closer than a lot of people expect, but I think they're gonna jump out early on Arizona State. Then Arizona State to come back, make it close. It's gonna be a close game. Mm-hmm. No. You have a lot of people making those type of assumptions. No, this chick's trying to get me to go see The Exorcist. I'm like, do you realize what's gonna happen to you if I'm watching this movie with you? You might get choked, stabbed, anything by me. I'm gonna be thinking you possessed. I mean, like, yeah, they done possessed you. Them chants that was coming from the movie screen and got to your ass. I knew it. I don't trust you. That ain't you talking. I know it. I can't be around nobody watching a movie like that. That's why I stay away from that kind of movie. The Exorcist. I'm like, black folks don't do. We'll watch a horror movie. I could watch Jason, Freddy, Jigsaw. I can take all of that. Once you start going in and raw, I'm the possessed, witchcraft. I'll be, oh hell no. Oh, they've been trying to come up with that. And I ain't trying to go. Now I gotta get this wedding thing going. I got my suit. I gotta get my suit out the car. I still got my suit in the car. I need to coach the Bears. Bears winning. All right, kick the field goal. Don't go for it. It's 4th-2, Washington. Kick this field goal. If the Bears lose this game, field goal is good. All right, there we go. It's 27-14. They only 2 scores behind now. And let's see where I'm at. $41 points. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. If they don't 3 more points today, I would be pissed off. If they only score 3 more points in this game. You see how they got it where it's going to end right at 44? Oh, no, Outlaw. I ain't back. I'm watching this ESPN ticker that's telling me everything I need to know. This is why I don't have no stress. Because I would have punched my fist through a screen if I'd have saw that Kansas City game with the Jets. That was highway robbery. I saw the plays over and over again. I made an Instagram post showing the play. The dude was literally being held. I mean, he was held completely. It was like that the whole game. I'm like, what game are you watching? And then here go the Chiefs fan. That was a makeup call. They gave the Jets a whole bunch of calls. They carried the Jets that game. They weren't supposed to be that close. They was helping the Jets out. I said, oh my God, I can't deal with Chief fans. Oh, you damn right. He shouldn't even get an NFL ticket. I wouldn't be able to let him buy a ticket to come to the game. I don't want him on the field. I was telling y'all this from the jump, and nobody wanted to hear it. Then all of a sudden, when it was all said and done, and at the end, everybody turned on Cap. Cap took a deal, man. He took a deal, man, and got a code of silence. Yeah. Of course, he took a deal. He took a deal. They paid him for his silence, and all y'all was looking stupid for running behind Cap. Dude was black for like 27 minutes, and then y'all went over there and jumped on the bandwagon. Brian Flores back. He never left. Brian Flores was with Pittsburgh. Then they got him out of there. It's the same thing they did with the Chargers. He had rookie of the year quarterback, and you're going to fire the head coach. Every game, they were close. They were losing games by 1 point, the Chargers. 1 point, 2 point, a field goal. So even though they won like maybe one some game, they right there in every goddamn game. You don't break that up and fire the coach. What they wanted to do, and what the NFLers always do, say, okay, this brother built the program up. Now, let's fire him and get the white guy we want in there to win it. Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr. Nah, he wasn't black for no 27 minutes longer than most people. Nope. Most people black for their whole life. They ain't got no choice. Old Cap had a choice, and you know what his choice was? Me. I'm looking out for me. When I saw him on the cover with the black leather coat and his afro out, and he got on a black glove and he doing this on the picture, I wanted to smack the shit out of him. Mm-hmm. If you was there, you probably would have smacked him too. Because he deserved it. Deion doing the same as Cap. No, he's not. He's actually coaching football. He's not. What are you talking about? He's actually producing. He produced at Jackson State, didn't he? He's producing at Colorado. They were 1-11. He's already producing. They sold out all the tickets for the first time in 27 years. They sold out all their tickets. Even when they marked the ticket prices up, the prices are triple than what they was worth before Prime got there. What is he doing wrong? Turn the season around. They can't even turn the bus around. How the hell they gonna turn the season around? Hell no. They ain't turning no damn season around. You got your running back hurt, who you don't want to pay. You got Danny Dimes, who you did play, and he ain't worth the dime. So this is the outcome of the Giants. Booty Bandit Gino. That sounds about right. Yep, Corey Jenkins, he did just that. Cap was capping all along. And we told y'all from the first Real Brothers podcast, the very first podcast we ever did, we told y'all flat out when all of this was going on, what the real story was. And y'all didn't believe it. And I said, don't worry, when this whole thing blow up, y'all gonna look real stupid when it's all said and done. Because Cap gonna show you. And that's exactly what he did. He showed you. Everybody's looking stupid, like, oh, but it don't mean. Yeah, it does mean. You ain't kidding. And King C on my Patreon, you get even more. Because there we talking about Dame Lillard, why he really getting a divorce. Date with Candace Owens tonight. Oh God, I can't stand Candace Owens. She's one of those black girls who got a train ran on her by black guys. Then she switched over to white boys and now want to hate all black guys. But you willingly went through the train. Yep. That's it. So I'm gonna come back tonight and probably open up the StreamYard so we can get down. And I'm gonna drop the link in the next one. Yeah, I think we'll do one more tonight. So if y'all still awake, we'll do it. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'll holla. Holla.